Auditing Excel data. The deeper and more complex a worksheet or workbook becomes, and the denser it grows with entries, the tougher it can become to easily identify incorrect entries or inaccurate formulas that could potentially render your careful work virtually useless. Because of this, Excel provides a tool to assist you in isolating formulas and the data they use as part of their calculations. Now, most of your work in this regard is accomplished through tools found on the Formula Auditing toolbar. However, since this toolbar is usually not visible when you first open Excel, you can open it one of two ways. You can go to the Tools menu and select Formula Auditing, and then go down here to show Formula Auditing toolbar to select it, and we'll close it again, and I'll show you another way. Go to the View menu, go to Toolbars, and find this Formula Auditing toolbar, and click to select it so that it opens. Now let's review the Formula Auditing toolbar. The first icon here allows you to perform error checking. The second icon, and notice that the screen tips as you run your mouse over will tell you what each does, allows you to trace precedents that came before the actual item you're looking at. Since you'll notice that when you trace precedents, you're going to get arrows appearing in your actual material here. You can also select Remove Precedent Arrows, and I'll show you how this is done in a moment. You can also trace dependents. You can remove dependent arrows. You can remove all arrows that would appear as part of the auditing process. You can trace an error back. You can add a new comment. So for example, if you're having a problem with auditing and you want to leave a note for yourself or someone else about a problem you're encountering, you could use the comment function. You can also circle invalid data, and circling invalid data allows you to go back and kind of mark it so you can go back and fix it later. You can also clear validation circles. So for example, once you've actually cleared up a problem, you can go back and remove the invalid circles, data circles that you've created. You can also show watch windows, and we'll talk more about watch windows later in this chapter. And you can also perform an evaluation of the formula. So for example, if we evaluate the formula, it opens this window and it tells you basic information about it, and it says to show the result of the underlined expression, click Evaluate. So it tells you what the final result is. You can restart it or you can click Close. You can also, through a difficult process, while it's grayed out right now, you can also step in and step out, which allows you to kind of step through a formula to figure out what's necessary. To close the Formula Auditing toolbar, you would go here. But let's say that we want to check out this particular formula, and maybe we want to trace precedents. Notice the arrow that's been drawn. Basically what this is telling me is that this particular range of data is being used to come up with this formula. Now, to remove the arrow that's been added here, which would normally just stay on the worksheet unless I remove it, I would click Remove Precedent Arrows. Now I might go here and trace dependents. Now it's going to look for anything that this particular cell value has been used in. So for example, it factors into the total quarterly sales here, it factors into the overall average here, and it factors into the average for 2001 here. This is an example. Now as we go through, I'll talk to you more about error checking, validation, and the watch window.